Right, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone where I learned this truth 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, which are the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And I want to say shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere and your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be another World War III update, basically of things that are taking place in the earth, because we know that prophecy is picking up and, this third world war is coming quickly, as it tells us in Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So, I got this video from NY Prepper. We're going to go into it, just a little update of things that are taking place, but I'm going to get into the video. But before I start it, I want to say fair use on the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use.
What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NY Prepper. It is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, and I have another emergency update to share with you guys. Right now it is 16:11 Eastern Time here in the United States. And we have some major breaking news being reported by the UK Telegraph. We also have Hungary moving forces to the border of Ukraine. We have U.S. nuclear forces on very high alert. There's also some kind of unusual radiation leakage in Pakistan now. Russia is massing forces for another attack on Ukraine or possibly Europe. So I want to update you guys with all the latest that I have. So what you're looking at here is an article from the UK Telegraph, and it talks about how airlines around the world are preparing for nuclear war. Okay, so this is absolutely
right. So we just heard what it is that they basically just said, and this is coming from Britain, which we know is the financial headquarters of the beast system. And they're basically telling all of these other nations that nuclear war is coming. And we know nuclear war is coming also due to the prophecies, because that's in the Bible, where the Lord tells us that the third war is going to come, man, which is going to be the Battle of Armageddon, which will be a third nuclear war, or a nuclear war, I should say, Salakia, and that is coming soon, man, So I'm going to go to this precept. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, because we know that these things ultimately are going to take place, man, very soon, right? It says, for the vision, right, meaning the prophecies, World War III is biblical prophecy, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that's this third world war, man. It's not tarrying. It's beginning to reveal itself. It's not hiding. You could tell that we're living in the time of World War III, man, and that things is about to break loose very soon, So that's why it says in the book of 1 Thessalonians 5, and I'm going to go to that precept because that's what you hear about, all throughout the media and things of that nature since Trump got into office. You hear all of these different talks of, peace deals going on in Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Iran coming to a peace deal, those Amalekites over there and things of that nature. This is all you've been hearing since DJT came into the office. But the Lord said that when they say peace and safety, right? And I'm going to read that. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So that is the time period that we're living in, brothers and sisters, a time period of sudden destruction that's soon to come, and that's why we need to begin ourselves right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because the Lord is turning up these wars and rumors of wars, man. And soon it's not about to just be talks of wars, man. It's going to actually happen, but we know before ultimately. And I'm going to get that precept. This is St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 in the NLT. And it says, and you will hear of wars, right? You got active wars going on around the world in certain places that are occurring. And then threats of wars, right? Which are talks of wars. This is a threat of war. Basically saying that everybody around the world is getting themselves prepared for nuclear war. Those are threats. But we know ultimately that these things will manifest, that they will occur, And it says, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately, right? And like I said, again, we know the end won't follow till that MOTB is made mandatory, and that's when you're going to have this third nuclear world's war get nuclear. When this MOTB is made mandatory and the majority of people are chipped by this device. When that comes in the earth, then we know that we're there, you know what I mean? But everything is picking up, brothers and sisters, So this is the time to be, kissing the sun lest you make them angry, man. You know, and I'm gonna go to that precept. Psalms. This is the perfect time to be getting closer and closer to Lord Yahweh Shai in these times, man. Because hey, we're gonna need the Lord in these times that are coming, man. Because things is about to hit the fan soon. This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 12 in the KJV. It said, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him, right? And this is what we want to be doing in these times, brothers and sisters, putting our trust in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Because it's ultimately about to get bad out here, man. Like I said, you know, these things are going to happen. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it surely will come. You know, so this World War III will take place, man, you know, sooner or later. You know, and it looks like from what's everything that's happening and what's building up around the earth that, you know, these events are about to take place soon, you know. So I'm gonna get into this video just so we can hear a little bit more of what he's saying, right? Let that play.
Insane. And just over the last few weeks, the world has really gotten crazy. First, we had Israel and Iran. Everybody thought that we were going to strike Iran. We moved the B-2 stealth bombers to Diego Garcia. And now those stealth bombers are being pulled out of Diego Garcia, and Trump is trying to work.
Right. And you hear what they're saying, that, you know, people keep believing that things is going to happen and they never end up happening. That's because everything is on the Lord's schedule, man. You know, the Lord is the one controlling everything, not man. Because if this was in the hands of Esau, this stuff probably would have been took place, you know. But no, this is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's movie, the Lord movie, and he's going to allow those missiles to be shot off at an appointed time that he have set. Right. So that's why these things are not going to happen. And like I said, the MOTB is not made mandatory yet. You know, you don't have Jacob's trouble popping off yet. So that's why this nuclear war won't happen ultimately. So all of those prophecies fall in line, which we ultimately see coming soon, you know. So I'm going to go to another precept real quick. Bear with me. Because these things will happen, man. You know, I'm going to go to Matthew 24. And I'm going to read verse 6, but I'm going to read it in the KJV and not the NLT this time. It said, and ye shall hear of wars, right? And rumors of wars. That's what we hear going on in the world, brothers and sisters. Wars and rumors of wars. Talks of wars, threats of wars, people talking about going to war with one another. And like I said, these things eventually are going to happen, man. You know, it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So these things are going to happen, man. No better way to put it, you know, that these events will take place sooner or later, man. You know, and everything is building up to it occurring soon, right? That's why I said earlier that, you know, this is the time for us to be getting closer and closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, and to, you know, trying to stay in the confines of the Lord. As it tells us in Proverbs 22 and 3, how a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, man, hiding himself in the confines of the security of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, taking heed of these warnings that we see happening in the earth and kissing the Son, man, getting closer to the Lord. But the simple pass on and are punished, man. And a lot of people soon to come are about to be punished, man, because they don't see that the evil that's on the cusp of taking place in this world, man. Right? So I'm going to get back into the video just so we can see a little bit more of what he's talking about.
A peace deal with Iran. Then we were attacking the Houthis. Now there's supposedly a ceasefire deal with the Houthis, which, by the way, the Houthis violated. They launched 2 missiles at Israel.
Right. And that goes into what I just read earlier in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. You hear them keep talking about peace, keep talking about ceasefires, keep talking about negotiations of peace, you know, and we know what's going to happen when they keep talking about this peace, man. The destruction is about to happen, man. You know, suddenly, man. Like I said, everything is already being set up for the MOTB to be made mandatory, man. This stuff is about to take place soon, man. You know, it really is. And we know that the Lord said he's going to speed up time for the elect's sake, right? So it tells you that in Matthew 24 and 22, that the days shall be shortened, meaning time is speeding up. That's why it's feeling like, you know, we're in the middle of 2025 already. And it felt like this month, this year just started maybe not even a week or two ago. And we're already in the middle of it because the Lord is speeding up the time for the elect's sake. So these prophecies are coming quickly, man, you know?
So Netanyahu's not going to be happy about that. Then we had Pakistan and India on Friday. Pakistan was getting ready to launch nukes at India, and then suddenly Trump announced a ceasefire, okay?
Salakia. But yeah, this is the guy channel right here. You brothers and sisters want to go to it and finish watching it. NY Prepper. You can see from the title of the video, it says emergency alert. Airlines take nuclear war insurance, right? Hungary closes border with Ukraine. So like I said, you know, you just got wars taking place all over the earth at this point, man. Everything is getting chaotic, man. You know, so we're in the end, man. Like I said, the end is making itself manifest only to those that the Lord is giving a understanding to see it. But the end is here, man. You know, so this is the time, like I said before, for us to be getting closer and closer to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Because destruction is coming, man, and it's going to come suddenly when people are not expecting it. You know, so yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Just something quick through the spirit, a little update. Lord's willing to be edifying to you brothers and sisters that come across it. To the next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.